Hello, happy Sunday everybody, and happy rough Sunday to those who celebrate. I'm here very quickly to talk to you before this video starts, just to tell you a couple of things. I want to remind you of a few things and obviously introduce what is happening here on the channel today. Before we do that, hit like, hit subscribe, it would be much appreciated. It's a quiet Sunday and we're replacing the real Celtic that we normally would see at the weekend with a virtual version of Celtic. Yep, that's right, Football Manager content. How lucky are you? What an international break. Before I introduce what's happening though, very quickly, me and Billy Kirkwood, you might know him from the telly, you might know him from the radio, you might know him from ICW, we have started our new wrestling podcast. Please make sure to go over and check that out if you're a wrestling fan. The link to it is on my channel page. And also if you're a wrestling fan, please make sure to check out ICW Fear and Loathing tonight. I'm on commentary for the first time at a Fear and Loathing show. Biggest show of the year, absolutely stacked card. It's live on Triller Plus at 7:30 PM tonight. Make sure to tune in, it's going to be a good one. But today on the channel, yes, you're getting some Football Manager content. I said this would be happening to fill the void of news during this international break. So sit down, relax and enjoy me trying to take control of Celtic in a new way. Something that I've never done on Football Manager before, on screen or off screen. We're putting Celtic and Rangers in the English Premier League and we're fighting for survival. Are we good enough? Well, we're going to find that out. Now, if you remember back at the end of August, I announced the channel membership scheme where I would be putting out Football Manager content. I explained why it would be on the 118 Club and not publicly on the channel. So if you want to go and check that out, you can. But we're underway. We're a couple of episodes in now. We've done a couple of streams. I think there's about 7 hours worth of gameplay already. Today, I'm going to give you the first 2.5 hours condensed into 10 minutes. So you can join in. I'm going to put about 4 or 5 episodes out during the international break here on the Ryan118 channel. And if you enjoy it, and if you want to watch more of it, then, you know, you can become a channel member. If not, then you'll forever wonder what happened to this Celtic side down in England. I don't necessarily like putting content behind a paywall, but I explained why I need to do it with Football Manager on the video back in August. But if it goes well, if people enjoy it, maybe we'll revisit it in a while and I'll produce more episodes for people who can't maybe afford to be part of the 118 Club. Just depends on the number of views over these next few tester episodes. Anyway, I'm going to leave you to it. I hope you enjoy it. It's been a fun couple of streams, and those 118 Club members who have been in them so far have we've had a good laugh. So I hope you share that through this video today. Anyway, here we are, Football Manager content. It's back, baby.
What happened to this?
You will notice something is different here. Something on screen is different. We have not got Celtic in the Scottish Premiership. We have them elsewhere. They are in England here, as you can see, predicted to finish 19th, alongside the side who's predicted to finish 20th, which is Rangers. So why don't I explain to you how Celtic have ended up in the English Premier League, shall I? I feel like that's probably a good thing to do. Where do I go here? I have got an explanation for you as to why we're in England. You've voted for this. This is what you wanted. I hope it works out well. In the summer of 2023, following secret discussions between the SFA, the SPFL, FIFA, the Premier League and the FA, it was announced that Celtic and Rangers would both be leaving the Scottish game to join the English League system with immediate effect. It was also ruled that due to Sheffield United's owners being deemed unfit and proper, and Luton's lack of stadium infrastructure, that these teams were now eligible for promotion that they recently earned, and that the old firm would instead be offered these promotion spots. This caused weeks of unrest and power struggle within the English game, with a lot of debate about the legality and sporting integrity, and ultimately the broadcasting and ownership cable, who is now some of their closest friends trying to pick up a bargain with the new undervalued Premier League clubs, won on the day. The move caused a lot of uncertainty in Scotland as broadcasting and sponsorship deals were voided. As part of the deal, it was agreed that the ongoing basis 2.5% of departing clubs' revenue would be returned to the SPFL, with an average of nearly £400 million in anticipated revenue for each of these clubs simply participating in the Premier League in better than expected negotiated terms with sponsors who did not want to leave the league outright, anticipating renewed interest. A lot of money talk here, basically money going into Scotland and the prize pot raised from £35 million to £55 million. It was unclear whether the league structure would remain as a special assembly of the remaining pyramid clubs was called, with less dependency guaranteeing 4 Old Firm fixtures in the broadcast schedule. An expanded structure based on the principle of a 16-team national division was agreed upon, with a much more redistributable financial model which would prioritise the sustainability of Scottish football as a whole and to promote the sport at lower levels, where 42nd Albion Rovers obtained 63 grand from the league last season, and equivalent at a finish now would get them 250 grand. So a huge rise in Scotland. It was anticipated that the top flight revenues would be increasing and enhanced in Europe, given that 5 clubs now benefited from the derby and eligible for season's competition, and better gate revenues in a more competitive setup. As the cross-border rules have been relaxed, it was speculated that some sides in the north of England or further afield may see the Scottish game as more lucrative and provide an accessible route to accessing continental football or sustain themselves consistently within the full-time game. After discussions, it was announced during the assembly that Carlisle United had been admitted to the Scottish Premiership and Workington AFC would join the new third tier, the Scottish League One division. Both moves were viewed controversially, but with the momentum of the chaos, the moves were ratified within hours. So, there is your explanation as to... I've clicked the download button, that's not the right button. There is your explanation as to how this has all happened. There was a lot of mumble-jumble in there. This is the Celtic squad, which for the Premier League will look a bit like this. Right, so... we're set up club budget. So the club finances, there should be 77 million in the bank. There's more than that. So we've got 126 million in the bank, which is probably more reflective of what we'd have in the Premier League. We're just going to roll with this 15 million transfer budget for now. I think that's fair. We're here. We're in the save. Celtic are officially in the Premier League with our updated squad. Now, one thing I'll make clear is other teams don't have their updated squads, which is a bit annoying, of course. But for example, if I go to Manchester City, you'll notice that, Ilkay Gundogan is not in the Manchester City squad, and a couple of players who left, aka like Calvin Phillips, is still there, Julian Alvarez. We could only sort out Celtic squad for now, but it's the one that matters most. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is to avoid relegation. If we look at what we're expected to do in the Premier League this season, if we can go and find it, the season preview, we're 16th, which is a bit better than what they initially said. They said 19th at first, Rangers, right down at rock bottom. But we've got our updated transfer budgets, we've got our updated overall balance, we've got a lot of things that will go our way in this save. We can also start hiring coaches and doing stuff. We could just manage now, and we have a squad, and we can see where we want to improve and who's good enough and who's not good enough. I mean, you look at this, a lot of these players are not going to be good enough for the Premier League. I'm already looking down at, William Scales, for example, who is just quite simply not going to cut it in the English Premier League. So we're going to need to adjust. We're going to have to make signings in different areas, and that's the whole point in us doing this save now. So yeah, we can finally get cooking with this save and get going. I've got emails to fucking read. Our vision and expectations for this year. Work within the wage budget, spend the original transfer budget, grow the club's reputation, which is obviously going to be huge for being in the English Premier League, and become an established Premier League team is one of the main ones. So they just want us to be a Premier League team for the next few years. That is the main objective. They have not set anything yet in terms of European qualification, winning titles, winning cups. They just want us to stay in the Premier League for as long as possible, which is a good basis to go off, and we'll create our tactics in a moment. So this is a bit broken, obviously, but we'll ignore that for now. Obviously we're going to be going down probably a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1-esque route. I'm probably going to assume that we will be going down this sort of route here, playing a 4-3-3. I'm going to skip a couple of days before we get too bogged down. First of all, I want a set-piece coach at this club, and we've got a few things to fix. We do not have look at the state of the scouting for this league. It is piss poor. We need scouts. We need them now. So we don't have a technical director. We don't have a director of football. We are not doing well. Should we? What are we thinking about? Directors of football. Should we hire one? Should we bother with all of that? I don't know. Right, we need to sort out. So first of all, Kasper Schmeichel. Let's have a look at the squad and who's good enough to stay and who's going to go. Vickers is good enough to stay. McGregor's good enough to stay. Put it this way, I think when it comes to the starting 11, the very obvious areas that I would like to improve, first of all, start at Greg Taylor dropping off to being a backup. I think Nicholas Kuhn dropping off to a striker, left wing, right wing. That's how I like to do things. I like to get two people in every position. I honestly think I would like Maeda to be a backup. I'm not going to lie. I'm not even sold on Kyogo too much, because I like physical strikers, and 5'7", 63 kilograms is not going to do it for me. I think that we need to figure out who I'm willing to sell here. So, for example, Scales, who is also wanted by numerous sides, can go. That is shit. For a centre half, that is really poor. I mean, I'm more than happy to get Scales off the, especially if he's wanted. And Tellio, like, I'll loan Tellio out because he's got potential, and installments will be key. Quan, for example, like, there's how many of these people am I actually happy to keep? I'm going to try and sell all of these players. Do we have Rangers in the first game of the season? Are you joking? Oh my god, Ibrox. Oh my god, that's insane. Now look at the start we've got, by the way. Rangers at Ibrox, Arsenal at the Emirates, Chelsea, Liverpool at Anfield, Spurs. Fucking hell, we've been shafted. We've got to be down before the season even gets started. This is the players they want us to sign. The priority for them is Sheikh Doucouré, which is just not going to happen. All of these players are just too expensive. Courtney Hoss, I don't think that's a bad shout, by the way, Courtney Hoss, but he is injured for 6 weeks. But I really don't think it's a bad shout. Fraser Forster, no, we're not doing it. No, not. Pretend you never seen it. We're not signing him. Alan Velasco would be, who's he wanted by? Oh, he's wanted by Rangers. That's enough to pull me into the battle here. Give me 7.5 million. 2 fucking million up front, and installments of. I don't want Rangers getting him. I'm scared that Rangers will get him. They've accepted that. Holy shit! This one has to be done. Has anybody used Velasco yet in this year's game? I'm not letting Rangers sign him. This is like I'm going full 2008 here, and I'm not letting Rangers sign him. I'm just not letting it happen. I don't care. I'm getting in the way of it. I just can't allow Rangers to have him. He wants a yearly wage rise, and I forgot to take off the 45 grand. Fuck! We have a 45 grand wage cap. Oh no, is there a way I can take that off? Right. Oh dear. Can I change that? Oh fucking hell. Yeah, I think it increases each, because I've got to the point where I've been paying Cameron Carter-Vickers 100 grand a week just so I can keep him at Celtic. You know what I'm saying? So it can't be right. No, it must only be for the first season. It must only be. I'm going to be brave with this, right? And if it comes back to fucking bite us, then it comes back to bite us. I'm just waiting for all these players to leave. Bernaby's away. He's away to Mainz. 2.3 million. Valued at 11 million away for 2.3. What about a business from me? What's he valued at now? See, I mean, he wasn't an £11 million player. You know what I mean? I really love the idea of Konsa. I do. I think he'd be a fantastic signing. And I would love him. I think that Taylor Harwood-Bellis would be a good sign as well. Here's that. Oh, that Fidalgo does look good. Oh my god, he looks amazing. Holy shit. For 100, can't pass that. 400 grand. He looks fucking great. I love the look of him. Scales, he's away. Scales, he's the next one to go. He's gone to Sunderland for 450 grand. Quan is away. He's away to Incheon. See you later. Yang is also away. He's going to Jeju. I didn't want Yang. And Tellio has gone on loan, I think, to Middlesbrough. So another few departures. We are clearing out the team a little bit, which is good. Nobody is interested in Odin Thiago Homo on loan, which I think is an absolute sham. We should be getting rid of a few more of these. The ones that are going to be impossible to shift by the looks of it are Tony Ralston and Gustav Lagerbielke. We've got our first signing of the season, and it's Alan Velasco, who is joining from FC Dallas. I mean, 7.5 million, only 2.5 of it being up front. I think this will be a good signing. I think there's a lot of upscale in this as well. So Alan Velasco is in. He's our new left winger. Dyson Maeda has been kind of put on rotation. We'll hope that this goes better than what things have gone in the past with Luis Palma. Inside forward will be his role. This is kind of how we look at him. Is he good enough for the Premier League? Maybe not, but he is only 20. So we're hoping that maybe he can take advantage of this and score some big goals and get some... Maida's a good option to have on a rotation basis with Velasco anyway. So I'm happy with Velasco coming in. I think he's a good first signing. Keane is somebody who I'm very interested in signing. He is wanted by Feyenoord. I think he would be a great signing. And to be honest, we do need depth anyway. And I think we can get him cheap enough. Let's try and arse about a wee bit here. What about that? Oh my God, they've accepted it. Probably could have asked about that a wee bit more. I'm going to try and bring in Big Ian. Bournemouth, he's got more interest in going to Bournemouth apparently, and Feyenoord, which is quite offensive, to be honest, now that we're in the Prem. The good thing is, we can afford his wages. So let's... What are we on just now? 22 million, 47 grand. We can also... Fuck, why have I not done these? Let's... 2 million from Brentford, yes. Not a lot from Palace, but we'll take it. Tierney, 4 fucking million. 4 million, just take it. I mean, fucking hell, we're probably not going to sell him for any decent money.